morning, viewers. Back to me, Reyga Ardheas as your presenter. Here we are on the top of breaking news for the day. A warm welcome to all viewers that gather here in the TV live sold shot of the event that shocked the world and challenged the very fabric of our society. Viewers, the topic that we gather to discuss is both somber the thought of provoking the Charlie Hebdo terrorist attack in Paris. It is an incident that not only sent a shockwave through the heart of the France, but also in the world of the globe of the world. And it is the living in an indelible mark in our collective consciousness. Charlie Hebdo is a French satirical weekly magazine known for the controversial cartoon and the political commentary. The magazine has a history of pleasing caricatures and satirical depiction of the religious figures, including the Prophet Muhammad, which some Muslims find offensive. And on January 7, 2015, two Islamic governments stormed the office of the Charlie Hebdo in Paris. They targeted the magazine due to the publication of the cartoon depicting the Prophet Muhammad and attacked the 12 people killed, including 8 staff members and 2 police officers. And after that, the attack of Charlie Hebdo had a significant impact to the France and on the world, raising important discussion about the freedom of speech, the limits of satire, and the challenge of balancing free expression with the respect with the religious benefits. The attacker targeted the Bataclan concert hall, where rock concerts were taking place, as well as several restaurants and the south of the France Sports Stadium. In total, 130 people were killed and 100 were injured. It was the deadliest attack in the French history and had a profound impact in the country and international community. The Paris attack highlighted the threat posed by international terrorism and led to the increased security measures both of France and in the other countries. The attacks were the tragic reminder of the ongoing struggle against extremists and the challenge faced by the government and the society combating the terrorism. It is important to note that these incidents are complex and multifaceted, involving political, social, religious, and cultural factors. The European Union faced a significant effort and policy consideration and obstacle in dealing with this case of the Charlie Hebdo attack and the terrorist attack in Paris. Domestic and international community respond to the case. First is domestic response. The French government declared a state of emergency after the attacks and the launch of the Maison Manhof to appear the perpetrators. This was the search of the national and united solidarity, with a million participating in the rallies and the demonstration across the country under the slogan "I am Charlie" or "The chooses Carly," expressing support for the freedom of speech and combating terrorism. And for the international response, many of condolence and solidarity governments and leaders worldwide expressed the condolence and solidarity with France. Examples from Germany, UK, US, and a lot of and so on. Many countries held a memorial service and observed a moment of silence to honor the victim. Additionally, for international response, there is a security cooperation, that is, intelligence sharing between countries was strengthened and a collaborative effort were intensive to combat the terrorism and prevent future attacks. And there is multilateral response for the international organizations such as the United Nations, European Union, NATO, and the UN Security Council adopted the resolution condemning the attack and calling for international cooperation to combat the terrorism. Viewers, so basically the case of Charlie Hebdo and the terrorist attack in Paris are separate events, but they are connected by the target of the attack and the underlying issue surrounding freedom of speech and religious extremism. The Paris attack highlighted the threat posed by international terrorism and led to the increased security measures both of the France and the other countries. The attack were a tragic reminder of the struggle against the extremists and the challenge faced by the government and the society in combating terrorism. The attacks highlight need to address the root causes of the radicalization, such as the social inclusion, marginalization, and the socio-economic disparities. Critic points out that more efforts were required to promote social inclusion, counter extremist ideologies, and address grievances that can contribute to the radicalization. The European Union faced significant effort, policy consideration, and obstacle in dealing with the case of the Charlie Hebdo attack and the terrorist attack in Paris. Effort and policy making by EU is first entrenched in the security cooperation. The EU made the effort to exchange the security cooperation and intelligence sharing among the member states. This is initiatives such as the European Counter-Terrorism Center, or ECTC, were established to facilitate the exchange for the information and operational coordination to prevent and respond to the terrorist threat. And the second policy is strengthening the border control. The European Union took the step to strengthen border control and improve the management external border. The European Border and the Coast Guard Agency, or Frontex, were reinforced to enhance border surveillance and support member states in managing migration flows while ensuring security. And the third policy is the counterterrorism legislation. The European Union implemented the measure to combat terrorism and radicalization. And the third effort is the against online radicalization. And the last policy that making for the European Union is effort against online radicalization. The EU focusing on addressing online radicalization for the dissemination of extremist contents. These initiatives, such as the EU Internet Forum of the Code of the Conduct and Countering Illegal Hate Speech Online, were established to encourage cooperation between tech company and government in removing terrorist content and hate speech from the online platform. There is obstacle and challenge faced by EU. First is intelligence sharing and coordination. Despite efforts to improve intelligence sharing, challenges remain in the coordination information between EU member states, like these illegal contracts and the different intelligence priorities hinder the effectiveness cross-border collaboration. And then the second is the balancing security and civil liberty. The attack raised the question about the balance between security measures and the civil liberties. And the third is addressing root causes of the radicalization. The attack highlighted the need to address the root causes of the radicalization, such as the social exclusion, marginalization, and socio-economic disparity. And then the fourth is cross-border movement and border security. The attacks underscore the challenge posed by the cross-border movement within the Schengen area, strengthening border security while maintaining the principle of the free movement with the EU present a significant challenge in preventing a movement of individuals involved in the terrorist activities. And from the statement and success from the program and discourse from that EU, it is considered successful because it can hinder the prevention of the radicalization and the interrogation. First is social inclusion. The EU has emphasized the importance from promoting social inclusion, and the second is online radicalization. This effort to encounter online radicalization and the spread of extremist content have been made. We argue that EU should have any for support victims and promote resilience. The EU should provide comprehensive support to victims of the terrorist attack, including psychological assistance, legal aid, and financial support. And there is a continuous evaluation and adaptation. And we would like to express our deepest condolences to the victim, and thank you, and see you in another Reyga News.